Ever had someone ask you to repeat yourself because they're confused about your L and your R sounds? Well, when you say, I'd like to lead the project, but it sounds like I'd like to read the project, and it creates an awkward moment. Hi, I'm Andrea, and welcome to my American English Minimal Pairs series. This is video 1 of 12, where I'll show you the exact techniques I use to help my students master the difference between the L and the R sounds in American English. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why these sounds can be tricky. And stay to the end, and I'll give you practical exercises that you can use every day to help you improve your L and your R sounds. All right, well, the key to mastering the L and R sounds is understanding how your mouth moves differently for each one because there is a difference. So for the L sound, the tip of your tongue touches right behind your top teeth. Now, I want you to kind of feel with the top of your tongue, the inside of the roof of your mouth, okay? So if you take your tongue up to the top, you can feel your teeth, right? And then if you go back just a little bit, there is, I'm doing it right now, there is a soft, smooth part. That's where you should put your tongue when you're saying the L sound. If you go back a little farther, the tip of your mouth, it kind of tickles a little bit, but it's a little bumpy, and that's too far back for the L sound for your tongue, okay? The tip of your tongue, it needs to be resting like right, you should be able to feel your teeth and then that smooth part. And then keep the contact light and gentle. La, 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 like that. The mouth stays relatively relaxed. La, 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 la. Okay. L, l. Now I'm going to talk to you about the R sound. Now I want you to focus on your lip position first. All right. So your lips should be rounded for the American R sound. And I tell my students it's kind of like you're puckering up, like you're going to give a kiss. Okay. But your mouth is not all the way closed, like if you're going to give a kiss, but it is like you're puckering. So it should look something like this. That's for when you are saying a beginning R sound, like when the R is at the beginning of the word. So you want to round your lips and use your voice. It's very important to get this rounded part for the American English R, okay? Now, I want you to relax your lips slightly for the R sounds that are in the middle and the end of words. When you say the R, your tongue curls and kind of curls back. Your tongue is not actually touching any of your teeth when you're saying that R sound. But for that beginning R sound, reach right. It should be pretty rounded. Okay, well, I had a student who mixed up her L and her R sounds all the time. And it was causing her great problems when she was at work and talking to people. Once she got the correct lip position for the R, the round, and for the L, putting that tip of the tongue behind the teeth and just resting it there, it greatly improved her pronunciation. People really understood her at work, and she was very, very happy and more confident. So I want you to think of it this way, like exercising. Like when you go to the gym, your mouth muscles might feel tired at first because in your native language, you're not used to moving your mouth to all these different positions. So it's going to be like feeling the burn sometimes when you're working out on trying to improve your pronunciation for L and R. It's just like building new muscle memory because after a while, you won't even think about it. Now let's test your ear with a quick listening quiz, okay? I'm going to cover my mouth like this, and I'm going to say one of the options that you see on your screen now. Okay, so I want you to choose which word you think you hear. All right, so here we go. Right, right. Okay, so the word was right. Did you get that? All right, here's the next one. Lead, lead. How did you do? Did you get it? It was lead, lead. Remember? Lead. All right. Great. Well, now let's move into some practice here. I'm going to say a word pair twice, and then I'm going to give you time to repeat. All right. So this is going to be a listen and repeat exercise. So here we go. Here's the first set. Light, right. Light, right. Okay. Your turn. Lead, read. Lead, read. You do it? Okay. Lack, rack. Lack, rack. Good. Here's the last one. Load, road. Load, road. Now you might notice that my lips were rounded when I said the L sound, load, right? That is because of the OA sound, load, road. So if you would like personal help with these sounds, there is a link in the description so you can find out how we can work together. All right. Well, I want you to take a moment to practice these pairs. Remember to really focus on your mouth positions that we just learned, because that's really going to help you get a firm grip of the sounds and to say them correctly so people will understand you the first time. So let me tell you about some common mistakes that my one-on-one students make with the L and the R sounds. Okay, so many of my students, when they first come to me, they trap their tongue. Yeah, it primarily is for the L sound that I'm speaking of. Many of my students try to force their tongue into a rigid position. You know, when I said that your tongue needs to be touching the roof of your mouth right behind the teeth. Many times they're doing that, but it's really tense, and that affects the sound of the L when you're saying it, and it also affects the words that you're saying and the sounds that you're saying around that L. So when you're making that L sound, you don't want to have that unnecessary tension in your tongue. Instead, you want to keep your tongue relaxed and let it move naturally. And a second common problem that my students have is, especially when making the R sound, they forget about rounding their lips. And many times they think they are rounding it like mine, but many times it's more like this. Okay. And so your lips need to be actively involved when you're saying the R sound and when you're practicing it, when you're first starting with it. After a while, you won't have to think about it so much. But generally, students focus too much on the tongue position. Well, these sounds are especially important in professional settings. Let's look at some situations that you may have come across in the past before you started practicing the L and the R sounds. Like if you're in a job interview, you might say, I'm really interested in this role versus I'm really interested in this role, right? or maybe in a client meeting, we're ready to launch versus we're ready to launch. Okay. So practice these L and R sounds so that you won't have those problems. Well, let's practice together. I'll say each one slowly, then at the normal speed. We're going to do some sentences. Here's the first one. Rachel's rare rabbits run randomly. Okay. I'll say it a little bit faster. Rachel's rare rabbits run randomly. Now here's an L sentence. Larry's little light was left lit. A little faster. Larry's little light was left lit. Okay, you try that. Now, remember when I said I'd have a tip for you later? Here it is. You can really speed up your progress of mastering the L and the R pronunciations by practicing these sentences in front of a little handheld mirror, right? So that you can really see if you are rounding those lips like mine. In addition to the lip rounding, it's really important to have your tongue in the right place too to get that authentic native sounding R sound. So take a moment to practice these sentences and record yourself if you can. Remember, mastering the L and R sounds takes practice, but the results are definitely worth it. I have seen my students master these sounds. It's just really getting a chance to listen to yourself say it, see yourself saying it, and just spending, 10 minutes each day practicing what we've covered, you'll notice an improvement quickly. I offer private lessons and small group classes where we can focus on your specific pronunciation needs. So check out the link in the description to learn more. If you found this video helpful, and I hope you did, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. All right, well, look at the next video. This is the next video in my American English Minimal Pairs series. It's right here, and I'll see you there. Bye-bye.